What is going on, everybody? It's the What to Do podcast. Here with an episode by myself. Sorry, just figuring this out. Boom. Um, love doing these ones by myself. I had a guest, but they weren't feeling too well, so um, I went ahead and just started thinking about some of the things I could talk about myself. So, um, hopefully everybody had a good Memorial weekend. Hopefully everybody, did some good reflecting or just hanging out with family, barbecuing or whatever it may be. Um, Mine kind of started early, like it started in kind of on Sunday. Me and my dad went to the movies, and first we went to lunch at a place that we like to go. It's called Mandarin in Bonita, and then we went to the movies. We saw Mandalorian and Grogu. I just thought it'd be really cool to see a Star Wars movie with my dad. My dad's the one that got me into Star Wars, so um, just be cool to watch that with him. And then me and him drove back up to Julian and had a good fun time just hanging out up at Julian and with my stepmom Carla too, and it was really nice. We watched some funny videos I'm going to get into. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, we just had a good time just hanging out. I built my dad every year gets me Legos, like a one little Lego set. And he's upped it every year for Christmas, like just kind of a little bit more, a little bit more. He got me like a really cool like car. So I decided to be good for my brain just to kind of make a Lego thing or just kind of just something cool to do. While Carla loves her puzzles, so she was doing her puzzle and I was doing my little car. It was like a Fast and the Furious car. I believe it was like Paul Walker's in like the second or the first movie. Not sure. But um so that was really nice. It was a really nice weekend. Can't complain. Just really good. Um but I wanted to get into movie reviews, kind of just some of the movies that I saw in the past 2 weeks and movies that I'm going to go see soon. I wanted to watch one yesterday, but just ran out of time just doing errands and stuff. But the first movie, like I said, Mandalorian and Grogu. Um, it's not like my favorite Star Wars film. Um, I kind of wish it was just like a movie on Disney Plus. It didn't seem like it needed to be like a theatrical release. I, you know, people talk bad on Mandalorian. Like, am I a little Mandalorian? Like, is it time for it to be done for me? I think so. I think it's done. I don't think there's really like not many more stories it can tell. And you're going to watch these movies to people that are like so critical of these type of movies. And I know people with Star Wars, people are very critical. I'm one of them too. Like the new Star Wars movies, I just was not a fan. Rogue One was like my last good Star Wars, in my opinion, story wise. But and yeah, I just people are going really hard on this movie. When me, I'm like, guys, it's just you're going into this movie. It's an action movie. There's going to be action. There's not going to be like this like crazy storyline. I liked some of the storyline, like it kind of introduces some of like Jabba the Hutt's family, which was kind of cool. Um, it takes place like right around the time like stormtroopers are still there. Like I don't know, like it felt like a little bit of a nostalgia feel. Um, Once the action was going, man, I wasn't bored. I wasn't really bored. I was kind of waiting for the next action part. It was like, all right, cool. That was cool. The other bounty hunter, I forget what his name is, but he's got like a nice sleek hat and he's like a robot. He was cool, really cool. Um, but you're not going to watch that movie for like just straight story. You're going there to watch it for cool action. um, the choreography, all that, and I thought they did a really good job. I have nothing really horrible to say about the movie. It wasn't this like, wow, it needs to win an Oscar Star Wars movie. It's more like that was fun. That's what I want Star Wars to do more, is little side stories. Some people are not going to like the Mandalorian's side stories. Um, Same with Darth Maul. Like, I love the Darth Maul side story of his cartoon recently. Um, some people don't like it, but me, that's what I love about Star Wars. Like, it's such a broad thing. We don't need to always do Jedis. We don't need to always do the Skywalkers. There's such a big galaxy. I want to see the underground. I want to see the grimy part of the Empire. I would love to see like a Darth Vader movie where he's going around in galaxies. Maybe not even a movie, but like a series of him going around and taking out Jedi, taking like the remaining Jedi out. Um, I think that would be good, with him battling, like fully going into the dark side, but also that little bit of like, man, like, am I doing the right thing? But then in the end, every time, it's kind of like how you did a Penguin show for DC. Like, you're rooting for Penguin, and by the end of the show, you're like, this guy's a monster. Like, yeah, I watched a monster and I was feeling for him, but he's a villain for a reason. And Darth Vader is a villain for a reason. So I think that would be cool. But if I had to give the movie, like, action wise, like, it was cool. Like, I'd give it like a 7 or an 8. Like, I was like, man, this is cool action. Now, like, story and like acting and stuff, a little rough, but that's not what you're there for. Um, but to get to the movie that I was like, man, I still think about it, is the Obsession movie that just came out. If nobody really knows what's kind of going on with this movie is just about this kid that has a little friend group, and has a crush, or he likes one of his friends, but doesn't know how to tell her that he likes her. He ends up not telling her, but he's kind of getting a feeling that she's not into him. He kind of gets like, man, rejection. It sucks. He buys this little willow thing, and if you snap the willow, it grants you one wish and one wish only. And he wishes that his friend would love him more than anyone in the world. And it gets grim. I mean, there's certain parts of the movie, man, like, I think the movie is more haunting for men, because you'd want a girl to be obsessed with you and like love you and care about you. This girl's taking it to a whole nother level. Like, it is the um crazy, crazy scenes in this movie. Um, Parts in this movie where I was almost like secondhand embarrassment. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, get her out of the restaurant, get her out of that party. But there's one, I won't give too much of the scene away, but there's a part where the guy is in his room, and they went to bed, and he wakes up in the night, and she's not awake, or she's not in the room anymore. Her side of the bed is empty. And he has like a feeling that she's watching him. And that scene, I still think about it, like, when I'm sitting in the dark. I'm like, dude, is someone just going to be like, hi, um, or go back to bed? Yeah, it's the movie. Soon as he makes the wish, it just ramps up. That movie does not stop. Soon as he makes the wish. And I think what other companies or other people that are making movies could maybe pull from this movie, because there's so much going on with this movie, that this movie had a budget of $1 million, and they are close in 2 weeks of making $100 million. that is insane for like a low budget scary movie that was made by a YouTuber, Barker. I think it's Barker Curry, um, YouTube guy that does skits, funny stuff, but he also has like a genre of horror. Um, you might know him from a short film that he made was The Chair. Um, The Chair. I think there was Warning that he made was a short film, and you can kind of like when you watch those, and they're on YouTube. Go and watch them. They are scary. I will warn you with that. Some of them are. Cher was. I could see why that won awards. Like that wouldn't. That was a twisted mind. And I think what other, like I said, what other people, what other movies or IPs can take from this is you don't need to spend this tons of money. You just need to have a good, your own original concept and an idea. Like we don't need to remake. Like one of the movies that I saw is like we're gonna remake Moana. Like that just got made as a cartoon. Like why do we need to remake that? It's and what it makes me think is you just want money. You're double dipping, and you want us to go see that. And me, I told myself after I want to say Lion King, maybe even the last one I saw was Aladdin. Like I told myself, like, dude, I'm not gonna watch these anymore. If I want to watch Aladdin, I'm just gonna go watch Aladdin, like the original. Why would I watch this remake of real actors doing it when I'm just gonna watch the normal part? I don't know. Um, I don't have a part. I don't have like a problem with cartoons. So like, I know some people are like, oh, I wish it was live action. And you're like, yeah, I thought that in the beginning, but I don't know. It's just. But anyways, like these companies double dipping and just like grabbing like they're I'm hearing that they might want to do Fast or Back to the Future, like start it over, and I'm like, why? Just go, guys, go watch the old one, promote the old one, be like, go watch that one. That one was really good. Um, or just create something new. I don't know. And there's nothing new anymore. It's just a whole bunch of, and I think the horror genre is doing a good job at doing the new. Um, and like the movie that I did want to go see is The Backrooms. I heard mixed reviews about it, but it's a video game and also to a video game adaptation. And the director is like a YouTube guy. So it's like, once again, like, I don't know, just let the artist be artist. Get these execs out that have no idea, like Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but they're just not listening to the fans. Get some fans in there as the execs, not these guys that are just worried about selling toys and money. Like that's all they care about is toys and how can we get the kids to go to the movies, watch it, and how can I sell more merchandise? That's that. As much as I like Mandalorian and Grogu, Grogu just sells in merchandise. So that's why they made a movie of it. Because the merchandise is crazy for Grogu. People love Grogu. You can make so much money off of just merchandise and toys and all that. So this obsession movie, it shows that the small fish can become the big fish, but don't just remember that you were a small fish. You don't need to be this big, huge, like he's creating more movies. He has kind of a lineup of movies that he's going to do. This director, Curry, just remember where you came from, man. You were doing these small, low budget movies. You don't need to go crazy with your budget. You don't need to get the best actors. These actors were great in the movie. I almost want to see this girl win an Oscar. Like that's how well she did and how creepy she was. I would love to see the director even get an Oscar for best horror movie because I don't know who's going to beat it. That was such a good movie. Um, I have nothing bad to say about that movie. And the more that I have time to like sit there and think about that movie, it it, it is a 9 out of 10 for me. Like it's that good. Such a good movie. So I advise anybody that loves horror or loves creepy movies to go watch that. That was very creepy. Um but yeah, that's my suggestion. If you're not a horror fan, do not go see that movie. I will say do not go see that movie. But okay, so getting on to something else I wanted to talk about, something that I just wanted to bring it up, something very small. And it's been talked about, people talk about it all the time, is like when you go to like a fast food place now, when you go to put your card in, they're asking you for a tip. When like what was wrong with the tip jar? Like in my opinion, if I got my food fast, like say like a pizza place, I go in there, I order, they take forever to do the pizza, most likely I'm not giving you a tip. But why am I giving a tip before I even get my meal? Cuz when you go to a restaurant, you sit and eat. Imagine if they're like, "Okay, so what are you going to get?" "Oh, I'm going to get the steak, mashed potatoes and broccoli." "Oh, what appetizer?" We're going to share like a chips and salsa." "Okay. Um and then you want a drink?" "Oh, I'll take a Diet Coke." And then they bring the check to the table and the food hasn't even come. "All right, so put the tip there." You'd be like, "What? I'm not putting no tip." Like, I don't even know if the service is going to be good. Like, why would I give a tip right away? Now, there's 15%, 20%, and then there's 700%. Like, some of them on there, I laugh. I'm like, why? Why do they do that? So say the fast food, like say I'm at Raising Cane's, and then they say, you still have one more thing to fill out. And then they look away with the thing. I haven't even got my food. What if you messed up my food? What if you messed up my order? Why would I give you a tip? Just because you deserve a tip? Like, no, you don't deserve a tip. I don't know how like people feel about that. I just think it's weird. I think it's weird that we do that. We don't do that in restaurants. Restaurants, they do it after. But fast food, man, they want you to do it right away. You go to Jersey Mike's, you see, that's the thing, is they are making my sandwich. I'm seeing them make it. I'm asking them how to make it. They're going, "Hey, do you want bacon?" They put the bacon. The guy slides an extra piece of bacon on there. You're going to get a tip. But is that guy getting the tip, or is it everybody in there? You know? That's why it's weird. It's weird. The girl pressing the beep boop on the computers, she's getting the tip. She's just kind of doing the regular thing. But that guy making my sandwich, I'd rather just give him a tip, and I'd rather just put it in a little jar. I think that's better, because soon as the service is over, I can walk up after I ate my meal or I checked my meal. Well, wow, that was a really good burger. Next time I go there, I'm going to throw a tip in there for him. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to bring that up. I thought that would, maybe some people would want to talk about that a little bit. Um, Maybe in another podcast, I'll ask someone about that. But I just want to bring on. I just always thought that was weird. Throw a tip on there when you haven't even got it. Yeah. Um, One more thing I wanted to talk about was the NBA right now. The NBA, I just feel like right now with the NBA finals, or the NBA, just the NBA in general, the the flopping has got to a point where it's soccer. And I'm not saying these guys aren't skilled. very skilled at basketball. But when you see someone like the biggest flopper right now, SGA, for the Thunder, he man, he's every single time he goes to the rim, he's on the ground every time. And Miles said something to me. I was talking to him on the phone. He was going to be on the podcast, and he said it's almost like genius that he does it. I don't like. I kind of agreed with that in the beginning, but now I don't. I'm like, man, I just don't look at the greatest players of all time. Of all time, um, they never wanted it easy. They never wanted the easy bucket. They always. You look at the two people in my head that just, and I've seen them mostly play, is Michael and Kobe. When they got to the hoop, you had to avoid people to get to the basket. Now, did they draw fouls? Yes, it's part of the sport. I think also in any other sport, to draw a foul is good, but every single possession you have the ball, you're going to do it. Oh, man, it ruins the game that I loved watching. I tell people when I go back to like when Derek Fisher was Shaq, Kobe, Robert Ory, Gary Payton. I think it was the year that they lost to the Pistons. Like, that's when I really got into basketball. I was like, man, this is so much fun to watch. It was physical. It was like, I don't know, man. And it just now it is so soft. All year, people are talking about Oklahoma City playing bully ball, roughing people up. I mean, the one guy, Dart, on their team, he's a straight football player. Like, he's running into people, and I don't have a problem with being physical, but soon as they get into the playoffs, the OKC players are complaining about people playing tough with them. Bully ball. They're getting mad. They're like, man, how could they do this? You guys started it. You guys were doing it all year. To me, and I don't like San Antonio. I hate San Antonio. I'm a Lakers fan. I'll always be a Lakers fan. I'm not a San Antonio fan. I was rooting for San Antonio. And I have not watched any basketball. I really have not watched any basketball this year. I've seen highlights. I've seen clips. I've seen a lot of, I went back and watched some of this conference finals, just to kind of prepare for this with the SGA, like people complaining about him foul baiting. It really is almost every possession he's on the ground. He's falling. I don't know whose fault this is, but like I watched a clip of a kid playing in high school and he's going to the basket and he's throwing his head back like these players now. Like, oh, he's getting like, if someone were to be pushing you, you would naturally be going like this, but he's just doing it and the kid's not even pushing him back. For people to say like it's not affecting the game, it is affecting the game. It's hard to watch. It's unbearable to watch. Are they skillful? Yes. I'm not taking any talent away from them. It's the same as soccer. Like, I look at those guys, they're the most athletic, stamina, like specimens. But for me, someone that's not like a like not an athlete, I want to watch athletes like really go to the extreme. I want to see them push themselves as far as they can. And you look at someone like Michael Jordan, you look at Magic, you look at Kareem, Kobe. I can even say LeBron a little bit. LeBron likes to flop too, but not every possession. LeBron's not flopping every possession. This is horrible. I'm so happy that they didn't make it into the finals. I don't know, like some people are like, is the NBA rigged? I don't know if the NBA is rigged. I have no idea. Are all sports rigged? I don't know. That'd be crazy if it is. That'd be absolutely crazy if all the sports are rigged. But what I will say, like, it's just, it takes away from the game, man. I don't even want to watch it. When I see clips of him, he jumps up in the air and he's avoiding contact, but the other player, the defensive player, is completely going like this, avoiding contact, does not want to touch him, and he still falls, and he never got touched, but he falls, and they call the foul. He gets an and one. But when he doesn't have that in his game, like where they're not calling the fouls, he doesn't do well. And it's because he has to reach into his bag a little bit and try to figure out how to play regular basketball. And he's been getting away with not playing regular basketball for 2 years now. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And I think to see the Spurs win when I didn't even watch it, I just to see on my phone that they won, I was like, awesome. Like, I don't have to see them. I look at Wemby, like, I see some of the games with him, they're like, he's getting fouled all the time. That I'm hearing, that he's getting fouled all the time. And usually big men, like they said with Shaq, like, you can't tell when you fouled Shaq because he's so big and it doesn't affect him. I could swat him on the shoulder and he's not going to bat an eye. But that is a foul. Technically it is a foul. But I'm not going to affect, if I'm slapping him on the arms, I'm not going to affect his movement. He's going to power through my hands and slam dunk it. But that's a foul. But I don't know. It's so bad right now. I was so happy to see that the Spurs won. So happy. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to really talk about. Want to keep this one kind of short, just have some fun with it. Hopefully gonna be getting some guests on here. I know I wanted to get Carly and Shannon on here and do some more trivia. They're just too much fun. We played the Hue, I think it's Hues and Cues game. It's like a color pad thing where you have to like put your little thing on the color while the person describes the color, then you put yours. It's fun. We did that on Friday with Shannon, Brent, and Carly. We hung out on Friday at their house, and little Quinn too. It was really nice and fun. But I definitely want to get Shannon and Carly back on the pod together. They're just too fun. They're too fun. But a shout out, I would have to shout out to my buddy Lorenzo. He's also a coworker. Sorry, man, about the Arsenal game. That was a tough one to watch. I think Arsenal played really well. I think they stopped PSG's offense. They just messed up one time. They just got that penalty against them, and that was the game. And then they went to shootouts, and the Arsenal players had a bad shootout. So I just wanted to shout out to him, man. I know you're always as far as I've known you, or as long as I've known you, you've been a big Arsenal fan, and I'm an Arsenal fan. That's kind of the England team that I picked. It was tough to watch on Saturday, so shout out to you, bro, and keep your head up. Maybe next year. They had an awesome year. They won the Premier League. It was a good year. It's just another year without the champions, man. It stinks, but shout out to you, bro, and hopefully you had a good weekend. Yeah, if anybody is interested in being on the pod or wants to talk about something interesting, this pod is open, man. It's open. Come talk. We love having some fun on here, talking movies, whatever you want to talk about. I love to laugh. I also love to get dissect movies for sure. But yeah, sports, all of it. So also too, go back and watch my Jasmine and SIE episode. We had a great time on there laughing. Shannon and Brent episode. Go back and watch those. They're really good episodes. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that type of filming anymore or for a while now. It was a good trial run with those 4 people. Probably going to be stick to doing kind of how I've been doing it. Not like all together. So, yeah, hopefully you guys have just been enjoying the podcast episodes, and let me know if there's some things you want to talk about or you want to be on here. And yeah, love you all, and yeah, peace and love.